Studio offers, check out Pura Vida Sanctuary's Facebook page.
You're going to want to stay
with the softball players. Their first home game is going to be Tuesday, February 13th against Texas Tech.
UTA men's basketball had 2 games last week. Reporter Corey Most had the recap on how they did.
The weekend started conference rematches in the Sun Belt, and the Mavericks were looking for revenge on both of their opponents. On Thursday against Appalachian State, UTA lost senior guard Kalen Wilson to a spinal injury 4 minutes into the game. To make matters worse, the Mavericks couldn't seem to stop sending the Mountaineers to the free throw line, and man did they take advantage, hitting all 11 free throw attempts from the charity stripe by halftime. UTA found a way to stay in the game by knocking down shots from behind the arc, but they found themselves down at the break 39-35. In the second half, the real deal Eric Neal caught fire, whether it was carving through the defense, diming up teammates, or showing his strap from deep. The senior just couldn't be stopped. The Mountaineers held the lead with the help of Ranshard Shabazz, who finished with 31 points. But a three-pointer from Neal gave UTA the lead for good, winning the game 89-77. And while battling sickness, Neal notched a career high, racking up 38 points.
Yeah, I mean, Kev can remind me, almost 30. Keep shooting the ball, keep shooting. He was looking for him, the whole team was looking for him. They kept reminding me, so it was in my head.
UTA matched up against Coastal Carolina on Saturday. The first half was simply 10 minutes of sloppy play, with both teams turning the ball over and throwing up bricks from deep. Davion Sticks Turner and Johnny Hamilton stepped up big on offense, as they both had a team high of 13 points going into the break. Coming out of halftime down by 1, UTA started stroking it from deep. Turner led the way while Hervey and Neal joined the splash party as well. Now Hamilton didn't get the invite, but he threw his own rager in the paint, celebrating his birthday, scoring 20 points and snatching 13 rebounds. Coastal Carolina was able to cut the lead down to 6, but a three-pointer from Nathan Hawkins closed the door on any comeback the Chanticleers had in mind, defeating them 87-80. Up next is Texas State this Saturday, the same team that knocked UTA out of the championship tournament last season. Corey Mose, UTA News.
These 2 wins improved the Mavericks' record to 6-6 in the conference, which puts them 5th overall in the Sun Belt standings. Last Thursday, the Lady Mavericks basketball team faced off in a thrilling match against Appalachian State. Here to tell us more is reporter Madison Corta.
Last Thursday, the Lady Mavs basketball team faced off against Appalachian State University. In the first half, the Mavs were up 24-23. In the second half, the Lady Mavs scored 26 points to 24 over Appalachian State, with Rebecca Van Dyke scoring the game-winning goal with 8 seconds of the clock remaining, leading the Lady Mavs to a 49-48 point victory. Overall, Shelby Richards and Crystal Allen each scored the most points for the team, with 12 and 10 points respectively. Lauren Billy also had a high of 9 points for the season. This was the lowest winning score for the Lady Mavs this season. Coach Krista Gerlich said the match was tough for both sides, but that the team conquered the challenges.
I did think that our kids really fought through some adversity themselves. I think Rebecca didn't have a great night, and credit that to App State. They really clogged it up. I thought Plummer did a nice job on her, and they just didn't give her lanes to the basket. So we had to really try to find other ways to score. I thought that our kids didn't shoot the ball well from the perimeter, and we can shoot it much better than we are, but we still, made some plays.
Madison Corta, UTA News.
And on Saturday, the Lady Mavericks scored another win over Coastal Carolina with a score of 65-63. The men's tennis team is full of talent in their lineup this season, with 3 returners and 4 newcomers. Reporter Brandon Diaz catches us up on the latest.
One down! One down! One down! One down! 1, 2, 3! Go!
Defending Sun Belt champions have a busy schedule to start the 2018 season, with 7 of those games starting here at the UTA Tennis Center. After falling to Harvard in their season opener, the men's tennis team has set high expectations as they continue through the early stages of their 2018 season. With home court advantage, fans still came out to support the team despite the cold weather conditions in Week 2 as they faced off against Seminole State. After the match, junior finance major and returning player Mauricio Del Rio told us who he looks forward to beating this season.
I think Columbia is our one of our games that we usually like. It's a very good rival from us, so I think we're looking forward to get ranked beating them.
Junior business major Abhishek Bastola shared his experience in this week's matches compared to week 1.
I think the team was a little stronger than the first one. I felt like that, and also I won my match. At court 5, you know, it was a battle, but I'm happy to get through.
Assistant coaches Pablo Covey and Luis Granjero stayed home with the men's team, while head coach Diego Benitez traveled with the women's team that afternoon. Both teams will be coming off a victory as they enter into week 3. Brandon Diaz, UTA News.
You can stay up to date with both tennis teams and their schedules by visiting utamavs.com. So, how about that game last night, ladies?
Yeah, that was an intense one for sure.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, I can tell you that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl last night, 41-33. This is the first time in Eagle history that this has happened. The streets of Philly were flooded with people last night as fans celebrated after the win. Eagles quarterback Nick Foles was named Super Bowl MVP.
The university kicks off the new semester by welcoming students from around the nation and the world with the celebration of Transfer Appreciation Day.
Coming here and having that, I feel more special and I do feel appreciated. I think it's very important for our transfer students to get that recognition because most people just come here as freshmen.
For students like Emily, this transfer represents a new life in a new city and the beginning of a new academic journey.
So coming here from Oregon, I didn't know a single person. So it took me a few months to get into the swing of things, but I started getting involved on campus.
For so many students, transferring to a new institution could be challenging, but UTA is making that transition much easier.
We want to make sure our transfer students have a very smooth transition to their new university. They've got to make new friends. They've got to understand how this university is different from the previous institution that they attended.
According to the Division of Student Affairs, 65% of incoming UTA students are transfer students. Student Affairs also offers a series of workshops called Transfer Talks, where they cover topics such as financial aid, graduating on time, and adjusting to a new campus.
We want them to know that this is a place that they can call home for the rest of their time as a student.
The university wants to make sure that all transfer students are being recognized for their contributions at previous institutions and reassure them that they can continue to be successful at their new home. J.R. Azucena, UTA News.
If you are a transfer student and would like to get involved or see what resources are available to you, check out the Transfer Student Resources page by visiting the link listed below.
As promised, Nick is here going to prepare us for the week with his 7-day forecast. I hear some rain is possible soon.
That is correct, rain and cold. That's what is expected this week. So, as you can see on this 7-day forecast, that today you could expect a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms by the nighttime, and it's only going to get up to about 47 degrees. As you could tell, it was really chilly today. And by tomorrow, rain chance is going to increase to about 60%, and the temperatures are going to rise to 52. So it's going to get a little bit warmer tomorrow, but as we go throughout more of the week, the temperatures are going to fluctuate a little bit. We're going to get a little bit colder on Wednesday, but by Thursday, it's going to rise up to 57, and Friday, 62 degrees. So Friday is going to be a pretty good day in my book. And then on Saturday, rain chances increase. Rain chances return, actually, again, with a 30% chance of rain. And temperatures are going to drop a little bit once again, down to 54 degrees. And by Sunday, the sun will return, and temperatures will only rise to about 47 degrees. So temperatures, once again, they're going to fluctuate a little bit, and everybody just needs to stay prepared with the rain. It's going to change as the week goes by, but we'll keep you updated with that. Guys, back to y'all.
Thanks, Nick. And there we have it. I'll be sure to plan my outfits accordingly this week.
Well, that's all we have for UTA News today. Thanks for tuning in to the second edition of UTA News. I'm Madison Corda.
And I'm Narda Perez. Be sure to join us next Monday for more.
What's that?
Oh, that is a dead air alert. It alerts nearby staff members when there is silence on the air.
Does it work?
Yep. how UTA Radio works.
UTARadio.com. Online, all the time.
On this edition of UTA News, we take a look at UTA's a cappella choir.
We also see how the Mavericks did against Texas State.
And we learn how people are going to spend Valentine's Day.
All this and more on this edition of UTA News.
Welcome to the third edition of UTA News. I'm Nick Tarrant.
And I'm Mara Lopez. Thank you for joining us.
UTA Student Government held an event at the UC with the purpose to give students the opportunity to get to know their students' elected officials and to find ways on how to participate in student government.
Well, student government has always been intriguing to me.
Student government may not be the most important thing for those attending UTA, but for those paying close attention to the many policies.
Well, the government offers solutions, resolutions, like as far as printing or as far as meal plans or anything that you want to see change.
Michael says that it's important to ask questions and attend events held by the student government because ignoring constantly changing policies can cause confusion. Policies like
the Thanksgiving one that they get Wednesday off, and I didn't know that they did that, so that affected me. You got one extra day off.
The president of the student government body says that it's important for you to get involved with your school government because this is the only way your voice can be heard, and they encourage you to share with them any concerns you may have.
If college students don't go out and don't go vote, we're not going to receive policies that help benefit college students. We're not going to get the legislation that can help improve student lives and help improve some of the issues occurring in higher education.
The new student legislation has worked in resolutions that affected nursing students by allowing them to wear Navy scrub jackets to avoid to be mistaken as doctors. They also passed Resolution 16-16, allowing students to be off the day before Thanksgiving.
Sometimes students don't always understand that the issues that they're facing have solutions and we can work towards those solutions.
Events like Meet Your Student Government gives you the opportunity to get to know those that represent your college and allow you to express your concerns. J.R. Azucena, UTA News.
If you want to be active in student government and find out about the latest issues being addressed, you can visit uta.edu/studentgovernance.
The south section of Pecan Street near the UTA bookstore and UTA Boulevard is being closed off forever. First Baptist Church in Arlington is paving the way for a new child development center. The church's operations director says the street was given to the church by the city. The extra space will allow the church to meet the demand of children on the waiting list to be admitted. Although the project won't have a huge impact on the traffic in the area, the UTA maintenance director says the traffic signals near the area will remain a three-way stop. He says they're unsure on whether the current stop sign structure will be temporary or permanent.
Coffee and wine at the same time? Reporter Narda Perez brings us the latest on a new shop in town that is piquing students' interest.
A new coffee shop and wine bar made its way to downtown Arlington, Urban Alchemy. Psychology junior Tristan Grecu is a barista at Urban Alchemy and says he's surprised at the positive reactions the new venue has received.
We were pretty busy. I think Arlington has really been wanting a coffee shop for a really long time. And so once we did finally open, the community just poured in. I really think it's great, a great bridge for building that community and bringing in people. I've met a lot of people that I've seen around UTA but never known their names, and that's really cool. And then and it is good to have another place to hang out and to study that's not like the library or the cafe or anything like that. So that's really nice.
Urban Alchemy opened its doors to the community earlier this month. From classic espresso and coffee to wine, one of the managers says he wants this to be a staple in the Arlington community.
A nice, relaxing place. We're locally owned. We're not part of a chain. You get just a relaxed feel in here, and you can really have a great experience here. We have, like I said, unique wines, unique coffees, and just a good thing to enjoy.
Narda Perez, UTA News.
For more information on Urban Alchemy, visit their Facebook page.
Coming up, we get a look at how the Mavericks did against in-state conference rivals Texas State. Stay tuned.
Oh!
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
Nice, relaxing, comfortable
I can't
place
seem to
be,
save
so
anything.
Definitely.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
I'm Taylor Hetrick, and this is UTA Sports. Although it has been in the 30s and 40s recently, this chilly weather has not stopped a group of men who are trying to advance all the way to Florida. I had the chance to get the latest.
With 12 men on the roster this year, UTA men's golf's main priority and goal is winning conference in April.
I've been here for 4 years, so I'm a redshirt junior.
Tanner is focusing on certain skills today to sharpen his swing and be a better competition.
I would say probably, well, what I'm struggling with right now would probably be with my iron play. And then I always drive the golf ball really well with my driver, so I would say that that's my strength. Well, we have a goal. I mean, the ultimate goal is to win conference, obviously, but I think that if we kind of just stay positive and have better chemistry that way, and just affirm, tell each other that we're good and that we can do it, I think that, I don't know, I think it's just kind of a business sport, you know. If you don't make it to the professionals now, you can always just carry it on to the business world and always play it with your boss or your co-workers, you know, just kind of do it that way.
Typically, the golf team takes around 5 team members to each tournament, and the boys are currently practicing to see who will qualify for the first one, the Wyoming Desert Intercollegiate in Palm Desert, California. The golf team has a few tournaments before conference in Florida, and each player is working to be qualified for this honor. Taylor Hetrick, UTA News.
To find their schedule and roster for this spring, visit www.utamavs.com. The women's basketball team was at home Saturday afternoon. Reporter Juan Correra was there to see the rivalry.
Tough game for the Lady Mavs Saturday afternoon as they faced the number 2 seed in the Sun Belt, Texas State. The Lady Mavs struggled early on with poor ball handling skills as they ended up with 12 turnovers in the first half. But Miranda Lejeune threw a splash party as she shot 43% from beyond the arc to keep the game close. By the end of the half, the Mavs found themselves down by 1. Into third quarter we go, and it seemed as if Texas State was ready to take over this game after going on an 8-0 run. But the Mavs fought their way back into the game with a run of their own. The fourth quarter saw plenty of action as Van Dyke tied the game at 49, and Shelby Richards was able to put Texas State's Erica May on a spin cycle. The game came down to the final seconds, and UTA got the stop they needed to set up Richards for the final shot, but came up short. 5 more minutes of action came as the game came down to the wire once again, and it was Richards who came up clutch from the charity stripe. The Lady Mavs were able to get their final stop and secure their 15th win of the season.
This is the second game in a row that we've won it with a defensive stance, and I really like that.
Next game for the Mavs will be against Louisiana Monroe on Thursday. Juan Correa, UTA News.
Historical night for senior center Rebecca Van Dyke, as she is now number 4 in UTA women's basketball all-time scoring list. The UTA men's basketball team had a thrilling game the past Saturday. Reporter Corey Most has the recap.
It was military night at the College Park Center on Saturday, and UTA was in the trenches with the Texas State Bobcats. The joint effort of Kevin Hervey and Eric Neal worked as well as peanut butter and jelly, as the two of them combined for more than half of the team's points at the break. Texas State stood their ground, firing from beyond the arc and hitting the target 5 times. The Mavericks also showed their range, nailing 5 shots from deep as well, but they were still down by 3 at the half.
Now the Mavericks buried nearly every 3 from deep, but in the second half, they seemed to drop all their shovels.
The Mavericks couldn't buy a bucket after halftime. The crowd and the team finally gained some life after the resuscitation from Herbie's 4-point play, where they eventually knotted up the score at 66. The Bobcats proposed a bill for the game winner, but Kevin Herbie vetoed the shot, sending these rivals into overtime. Extra time had a theme of defense and turnovers for both teams. With the help of 2 free throws from Kevin Herbie, UTA led by 2 points with 9 seconds left. The Bobcats' last shot didn't even hit the rim, giving the Mavericks a 70-68 victory. Kevin Herbie had a career night with 33 points and 8 rebounds, which puts him as the all-time leader in UTA history for career rebounds.
I got a few lucky chances. I think I got one off of somewhere a couple people deflected and didn't grab it, and I got to grab it. So I'm appreciative of the accomplishment, but our focus is on our next game.
Up next will be Louisiana Monroe this Thursday. Corey Mose, UTA News.
This win bumps the Mavericks into 4th place overall in the Sun Belt Conference standings.
Coming up on UTA News, we get the inside scoop on what students have planned for Valentine's Day.
And later, we get to hear about UTA's a cappella choir. Stay tuned.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning. Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms.